President Hamilton, fellow faculty, trustees, family, friends, guests, and especially the graduating class of 2018, welcome. Graduates, we are here today to celebrate you. All of us at NYU Law take great pride in your accomplishments, and I hope you do too. You worked hard during your time at law school, and along the way you enriched our community in countless ways as well. So congratulations on what you've achieved. Now, we are also here to join you, our graduates, in thanking your family and friends who supported you along the way. Law school is not easy. It's not supposed to be easy. So I'm sure our graduates want to express their gratitude to their loved ones who are here today to celebrate with them. And shall we say thank you? Graduates, you now stand poised to launch into your post-law school careers, and there really is no limit to what you can achieve. Today, I'd like to take just a few moments to offer some thoughts on the professional roles you'll be assuming after you graduate and the values that you will bring to them. Through your studies at the law school, you have learned the law, what it is, how it has evolved, what its limitations are, which institutions drive its development and enforcement, and how to influence them. You've also, I hope, honed your ability to think critically and creatively about how to use the law to solve difficult problems. There is no shortage of deeply vexing challenges in today's world, and virtually all of them have some legal element to them. Your education has given you the keys and the language to be effective in rare spaces where decisions are made that affect every member of our society. You have the opportunity to lead in those spaces. Now, most of you will at least begin your careers working in contexts that involve the representation of specific clients, be they individuals, corporations, or other organizations. And in doing so, you will use the law to advance and protect the interests of your clients within the limits of the law. That is deeply honorable work. Indeed, it is what being a lawyer is all about. Just as importantly, being a lawyer also involves contributing to the broader public good. Lawyers advance and protect both the interests of their clients and the broader rule of law. That rule of law depends on lawyers because people involved in the legal system require lawyers. And for that reason, lawyers carry a special obligation to ensure that legal representation is available to all who need it. Now, to put it mildly, honoring that obligation is a work in progress in this country. Although people like our colleague Bryan Stevenson, today's keynote speaker, are pushing things in the right direction, we are not yet anywhere near the point where high-quality legal representation is truly accessible to all who need it. At the same time, I am inspired by the work that you, our graduates, have already done to make things better on this front. Between your summer public interest positions, your work in law school clinics, your service trips over school breaks, and other activities, each of you, on average, has completed over 325 hours of pro bono work while in law school. NYU Law conceives of itself as a private institution in the public service, and during your time here, you have lived our public-minded ethos. I urge you to hold on to that ethos and to carry it forward in your careers. I want to urge you to do something else as well. As you apply your legal expertise for the benefit of your clients, whether paying or pro bono, private sector or public, I hope you will bear in mind that true leadership often requires consideration not just of the law itself, but also of related yet distinct matters of morality, ethics, sound policy, and plain common sense. Your clients will rely upon you to help solve their problems or advance their plans. And you can't do that without providing the kind of outstanding legal advice that I know you are able to render. But often, it doesn't stop there. The best lawyers are relied upon by their clients as trusted counselors who can advise them not just on what the law requires, permits, and forbids, but on what is prudent, on what is ethical, what is wise, what is just. Especially when it comes to thinking about the responsibilities of powerful institutions, whether private corporations or government agencies, the very ubiquity of the law can sometimes generate the notion that as long as a particular course of action is not illegal, it must be sound. As long as this business strategy or that regulatory intervention is within the technical limits of the law, it must be a good idea. Or when it comes to individuals, as long as I have the legal right to do or to say something, it must be sensible for me to do or to say it. I hope you will resist this kind of thinking. That a particular course of action is legal does not necessarily make it wise or ethical. And solving the most difficult problems in the world today requires more than simply adhering to the formal limits of the law. It requires asking and doing our best to answer questions about what solutions are not only legal, but also sound as a matter of policy. Not only legal, but also ethical. Not only legal, but also just. Now, it may strike you as strange that on the day you're graduating from law school, the dean is emphasizing the importance of looking beyond the law. But I don't say this out of any disdain for the law, far from it. As I said earlier, the training you have received here has equipped you to help solve some of the most complicated and intractable problems in human society. The legal dimensions to those problems are why lawyers must be involved in tackling them. But in almost all cases, there will be aspects of the issue that are not purely legal. And the same skills of critical thinking, analytical reasoning, problem solving, and plain dogged advocacy that we have helped you hone here at NYU can help you tackle the non-legal as well as the legal dimensions of these problems. That expertise can also help you determine when your own skills are not enough to solve the problem and when you therefore need to bring others with different capabilities onto the team. This, too, is a key to effective leadership. Today, both in this country and around the world, we need a renewed commitment to leadership that respects the limits of the law, to be sure, but that also accepts and even embraces the teachings of prudence, ethics, and morality. We need lawyers who approach their work with humanity and respect, whether to clients, opponents, or the people working to support the institutions with which they engage. It is within your power to advance this vision and to deliver this leadership, and I hope you will. Now, it's a cliche on days like today to tell graduates that the future is in your hands, but it's also true. It is indeed up to you to shape the future, and in a world full of challenges, I am optimistic because I have confidence in you. I can't wait to see what you'll do. With that said, the future can wait until tomorrow. Today is for celebrating, and members of the NYU class of 2018, you have done it. Congratulations, bravo, and thank you.
Thank you, Dean Morrison. Now please welcome Anthony Welchers, class of 1977 and chairman of the Board of Trustees of New York University School of Law.
Good morning. I always start off my conversation reminding everyone that but for the parents, the significant others, the family members, and the friends, for you, the graduates, this day would not be a reality. So let's take a moment to applaud all those who made your day possible. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, I welcome you all. And to this extraordinary faculty, we all owe a debt of gratitude. So once again, let's acknowledge our faculty. I'm going to close with an ask that I normally will not do. But I'm reminded by many that our democracy is not guaranteed. Indeed, many of us have taken it for granted. We have a moral obligation to protect our democracy. My ask of everyone in the audience, over the course of the next 12 months, try to meet someone who's different from you. Not from your geographic region, not someone who shares your political ideology, but they share a belief in our democracy. And try to understand their perspective on life and on values. If we all fail to do that, our democracy is at risk. The good news is that we're all capable of protecting our democracy, especially you graduates. Godspeed to all of you.
Thank you, Chairman Walters. Now please welcome Andrew Hamilton, President of New York University, to address the graduates on behalf of the university.
Dean Morrison, colleagues, family, friends, and most of all, the outstanding School of Law JD graduates of 2018, congratulations to you all. You will have to forgive me, everyone, if I sound a little out of breath, because I've just rushed from the graduation ceremony of the College of Arts and Science at Radio City Music Hall. And after the law school ceremony, I will be rushing to the Lincoln Center for the Gallatin School graduation ceremony. But right at this moment, I am standing on the stage of Madison Square Garden. And who was standing on this very stage last week? John Bon Jovi. And I am really, really tempted to break into, whoa, we're halfway there. However, it would be wholly inappropriate because you're not halfway there. You've made it. You've got to the end. However, I never thought I would be able to say this, but I bet John Bon Jovi is jealous of me. He has never played Radio City Music Hall, Madison Square Garden, and Lincoln Center in one day, as I have. But it's wonderful to be here. I feel a very special presence. I feel a very special honor to be here with you all this morning. And you all know my name, Andrew Hamilton. Well, I hope all of you graduating students know that that is a very storied name in the history of American law, because Andrew Hamilton was the quintessential Philadelphia lawyer who argued one of the most important cases in early free speech law in 1735, the so-called Zenger case, where he established that truth could be a defense against libel. And so to bear the name Andrew Hamilton is to have a link to all of you graduating lawyers on this special, special morning. And let me say what a special morning it is, what a special group you are. Your years at NYU, this year particularly as you graduate, they have been special ones. This is a special year. You are celebrating 125 years of admitting women to the School of Law this year. Graduates would go on to include the co-founder of the American Civil Liberties Union, the first woman to serve as chief judge of New York State's highest court, and the first Latina partner at Cravath, Swaine, and more. You are all admirably committed, as we heard from Dean Morrison, to public service, with 5 graduates named as Skadden Fellows this year, allowing them to work at a range of public interest organizations. Public service is a passion for your faculty. Whether it's Kim Taylor Thompson, who this year won She won the Distinguished Teaching Award. It was a great honor for me to present it to her a few days ago. Or for Brian Stevenson, who just yesterday, in that very damp but wonderful ceremony at Yankee Stadium, we awarded Brian an honorary doctorate at the commencement ceremony. And in between all of these amazing academic achievements of students and faculty, you are also no slouches on the basketball court. Once again, you have defeated Columbia Law the second year in a row. Long may that continue. Graduating students, you have had unique opportunities during your time at NYU. Your graduate school days took place against the most stunning urban backdrop on earth. You studied with top scholars and practitioners in your fields. You gained experience at world-class law firms, corporations, banks, non-profits, and cultural organizations. You extended your studies abroad at Buenos Aires, Paris, and Shanghai. In short, you all chose a university of unparalleled opportunity, and you've made the most of it to reach your fullest potential. The NYU law community contributes so much to this university, this city, and to our world, and I, for one, can't wait to see where your paths take you next, to see the many ways in which you all go out into the world and make it a better place. And so to every one of you this morning, this joyous morning, know that you take the very warmest best wishes from my wife Jenny and me for your future careers and lives. But more than that, you take with you the pride and the warmest congratulations of the entire NYU community for your achievements, and we look forward to your successes in the years to come. Congratulations, JD Class of 2018. Well done.
Thank you, President Hamilton. We now welcome Kasera M. Chu, the voice of the class of 2018, to address her fellow graduates.
Surprise, Mom and Dad. Now you know why no one would hand you a program. Class of 2018. What a time, what a life. Congratulations. We made it. In reflecting on my experience in law school and engaging with all of you about yours, I've found that every student at NYU Law grapples with something I like to call the doubt spectrum. On one end of the doubt spectrum, there is way too much self-doubt, and we're probably not very good to ourselves. On the other end of the spectrum, there is way too little doubt, and we're probably not very good to other people. Law school, in so many ways, was an exercise in adjusting ourselves on this spectrum. Each time we were cold called or got grades. Each time we applied for clinics, leadership positions, fellowships, or jobs. Each time we advocated for clients in orgs or in our clinics. These and all the other moments in law school where we decided to put ourselves out there, these moments were glimpses into where we saw ourselves on the doubt spectrum. Now, we graduates are at a very special juncture of our lives. As we celebrate the end of law school and our entrance into the legal profession, we have the incredible opportunity of reflecting and introspecting on which moments in law school gave us pause and doubt. We get to think about how we carried ourselves in those situations. And we get to think about how we want to handle ourselves on the doubt spectrum during our lives in the law. Being near either of these extremes is pretty unpleasant. And being at those extremes can get in the way of us being the incredible lawyers and humans that we're meant to be and that this world needs. So as we encounter the doubt spectrum in our legal profession, what do? I would like to encourage the class of 2018 to do two things. First, trust yourself. And second, be honest with yourself. What does trusting ourselves and being honest with ourselves look like? For some of us, it's a matter of escaping the imposter syndrome that has sunk in too deep and trusting our ability and contribution to spaces. Words by the poet Nayyirah Waheed are particularly salient here. Nayyirah wrote, "When I'm afraid to speak is when I speak. That is when it is most important." For others of us, being honest with ourselves will be a matter of interrogating. Do I need to center my voice over others at this precise moment? Am I truly the right person or lawyer for this role? Or do I have the wherewithal, and importantly, the courage to live out the difference between knowing when it is time to show up and when it is time to step back? Being honest means doing the work of engaging where we are on the doubt spectrum. If you're on the self-doubt end, identify when your insecurities are holding you back and preventing you from the light that we all know you can be. And if you're on the self-aggrandize end, do the work of assessing how you're limiting the others around you. Now, I know these are really big asks, but I know all of you are definitely up to the task. And the nice thing about doing this hard work is that we aren't alone in it. None of us got to be who we are and where we are alone. And we are truly, truly grateful to all of our mentors, our friends, and our family who are here in the audience today holding us up. Now, you've done a lot for us, and the one downside of being so great at supporting us is that we tend to express our thanks by asking you for more. So, as we graduate, we invite those in the audience to continue holding us up and to help us throughout our careers and throughout our lives as we strive to trust ourselves and to be honest with ourselves. The class of 2018 is a beautiful amalgamation of people. Each of us, through our varied exposure to different classes, organizations, scholarship, mentors, employment opportunities, and interactions with one another. Through our varied experiences on the doubt spectrum. Each of us have so much to offer this profession, this nation, and this world. My aspirations for all that we are and all that we can do is matched only by my faith in us. NYU Law, class of 2018, congratulations.